What is up, everybody? Patty Schnee here again today, and today I'm going to be doing an album review of Skillet's new deluxe album, Unleashed Beyond. Now, I never got a chance to review the original album, Unleashed, because I didn't put videos up on my channel before then. So, today I just wanted an opportunity to be able to review my opinions on the tracks of the original album, and then especially my opinions on the new tracks. But anyways, let's just get into it. Starting off with track number 1, we have Feel Invincible. Now, there was a lot of dispute over this song about the sound of it and whether it's a good song, and some people, you either like it or you hate it, but I gotta say that I liked this song. I did not think it was Skillet Gold, but I really thoroughly enjoyed this song. It has a good blend of techno and rock. It's nice and catchy, has a good chorus, and it's an explosive sound. And when you first listen to it, it's like, and it's like in your face, in your ears, you're like, oh, like, whoa, they're not messing around. And it's fun. Definitely different kind of sound for Skillet. Still rock, but it's got a lot more techno in there than normal. And I think they did that a lot more in this album. They did a lot more techno. But I still love it. I gave this track 4 stars. Next track we have Back from the Dead. I love this song as well. Definitely one of the better songs on this album. Also, the music video is super dope. If you haven't seen the music video for this song, go check it out. I gave this one 4 stars, same as Feel Invincible, just because of the catch of the song, Back from the Dead. Light it up, now I'm burning for the rush, man. Back from the dead tonight. It's fun. I mean, John Cooper wanted this entire album to just be a fun album. He wanted to not have too much stress creating this, and I'm pretty sure that he accomplished that, especially in this song. So I gave that 4 stars. Next song we got is Stars. Stars is a really good song. I think it's one of Skillet's best, if not their best, soft song that I've ever heard them do. I'm generally one of the guys that likes the more rock side of Skillet because, Comatose songs, the rock songs on there are beautiful. Rise has some good rock songs as well. And Stars, it's a big change for Skillet because a lot of people that Feel Invincible was a different song, but I thought Stars was even more of a different song. It sounded more like a Hillsong kind of song, you know what I mean? But I like it. I love it. Now, there are 3 versions of this song. You have the original Stars version, which sounds like it's got it's got techno in it, it's got some synthesizers. I love that song when it came out. You have the Shack version of the song, and it's more like the acoustic version of the song, and I love those acoustic guitars. I think he plays it on cajon. There's a music video for that one too. And then you have the film version. And film version is in the deluxe album Beyond. I thought the film version was the same as the Shack version. I was definitely wrong. The film version is basically Stars on piano, and it swells a little bit more. My personal favorite song out of these 3 versions is the Shack version, because this song sounds so beautiful with the acoustic guitars, and whether the lyrics are simple or not doesn't matter. What John Cooper is singing about and how he sings about it is beautiful. He's singing about how God holds us just like he holds the stars in place in the sky. And that's a beautiful picture of God's love towards us, and I love this song. I adore it. That's why I gave it 5 stars, and I think it's Skillet Gold. Skillet Gold, I think it's one of their best songs they've ever made. Coming on to one of the next tracks that I thoroughly enjoyed as well, I Want to Live. This song, I love it for the way it sounds. I'm not as big of a fan of the lyrics. I want to live my life, the choice is mine, I made up my mind, now start again. I forget the lyrics for some reason, but the choices, Skillet has this one lyric that I'm not a fan of, like, the choice is mine, I can live the way I want. And I'm not sure if they're talking about breaking free from what the world says you need to live like. I'm pretty sure that's what they're talking about. But the way it sounds like basically they just want to live how they want to live, and I'm not vibing with that. Skillet is definitely a Christian band, and I doubt they're talking about living in sin, but I still don't like the way it sounds. Regardless, I gave I Want to Live 4 stars because it sounds more like a Comatose song, and of course I love the Comatose album, so I love the sound of this. It's more of classic Skillet, so I really vibe with it. Coming into these next few tracks, I'm just going to let you know these next few tracks are the ones that I really did not like off of the album. In particular, this next song, Undefeated, not vibing with it. It's fun. It's a fun song, I'll give you that. The lyrics are just coming like a hurricane, like stuff like that. Burn It Down, stuff like that. I just don't like how generic it is. And it's like a whirlwind of like, we're coming, we're going hard, yeah. But I mean, I don't see the point in that. And the thing is, John Cooper made this album to be fun. So Undefeated, in my opinion, it is a fun song, and I will listen to it. I do have it on my favorite songs playlist, but it's not Skillet Gold, and it's definitely not one of their best songs. Next song we have is Famous. I actually labeled this one as trash. I labeled some of the songs as gold or trash, and the other ones are in the middle. But I gave this one 3 stars, but I still put trash by it, just because they try something new in this song. And I love that they try something new. This song is actually one of the more catchier songs on the album. And it gets stuck in your head. I just don't like the message. I want to make you famous. Like, I understand, like, we want to make God famous. We want to spread his name to the masses. But it's also like John from ARTV said, he said, it's a pretty convoluted message that you're trying to get out to the masses, or however he put it. I just don't like that. I just don't like the lyrics of this song. And most of the time in this album, my beef with it is not the way it sounds, it's the lyrics. Because Skillet definitely tried new stuff, and whether it stuck or whether it didn't is not. I don't really care, because I like that they tried new stuff. I do prefer the Comatose sound of things, but I like that they tried different stuff. I just don't like the fact that their lyrics are generic, and they're stuff that they've done before. In particular, this next song, Lions, you can tell that Skillet is trying to get on the top Christian charts. And I just don't like the sound of this song. I'm sorry. It drags on. It's not fun to listen to. I gave this one 2 stars. I did not call it trash because this one is one of the more spiritual songs, and I know what he's trying to do. He's praising God with it, which is fine. Like, obviously, like, you're praising God with a song, great. That's what it's for. But I just don't, from a critiquing point of view, it's just not a very good song. And Lions and Stars are both of the Skillet songs that have been featured on Christian radio. I should know because I listen to Christian radio. And it's just not their best content. Christian radio does not normally play Skillet's best content. The only song that I listen to that they've played that is pretty good is What I Believe. You are what I believe. And they play that on the radio, and it's great. And whenever that comes on, I'm like, yes. Okay, so throughout Undefeated, Famous, and Lions, 3 songs I really did not really like from this album. And then we have our next song, Out of Hell. Oh my gosh, this song is amazing. I love this song. I was kind of struggling with whether I liked it from the beginning. It's very new, very different, and the guitars are so good. That little guitar riff in the middle, like, I can't remember how it goes, but it's so good. This song is Skillet Gold. I put this at 5 stars because it's my favorite song. It starts off, and you're kind of like, I don't know, this is different, synthesizers, ooh. And then it's like, up and down in the dirt, left me so long. So heavy. I love heavy music. It's just really fun. So, Skillet Gold, Out of Hell, 5 stars. Probably one of my favorite songs, if not my favorite song off the album. In concerns to the rock aspect of things, definitely my favorite song off the album. Hands down. And next track we have Burn It Down. My least favorite song, probably of all time from Skillet. I gave this 1 star. I was thinking about giving it a half of a star. This song is trash. And that's the thing about this album. There's songs that are good, and there are songs that are trash. And there's there's not too many in between. I mean, Back from the Dead, Feel Invincible are kind of in between, but they're more towards the top end. But Burn It Down, if you want to know, like, I don't even know what the heck he's talking about in this song, which is why I hate it so much. It's taking the most generic line of a rock song, Burn It Down, and making it into an entire song. Linkin Park's already done it. Red has already done it. I'm pretty sure Breaking Benjamins has a song called Burn It Down, probably. Name another rock band, they probably have a Burn It Down song. If you're a rock band, you have to have a song called Burn It Down. It's just, and so Skillet's like, okay, we are a rock band. We are part of the rock band. We have to have a song called Burn It Down in order to be one of the greats. And that is just not true. Hate this song. Next song, Watching for Comets, feels like a revamp of Looking for Angels. Looking for Angels, fantastic song. Watching for Comets, not as much. Synthesizers getting me down. I don't like the song, labeled as trash. It's a 2-star. Next song we have, Saviors of the World. Not a big fan of this song either. I like the sound of it. I'm not going to lie. It sounds great. But what the heck are they talking about? We are the saviors of the world. I guess Christians, in a sense, are the saviors of the world because we're spreading the good news of the gospel to others. But it's still like, we are the saviors of the world. It's like, me, I save the world, not Jesus, not anybody else. No, we are the saviors of the world. And I'm just like, what are you talking about? And it has a little bit of an apocalyptic, like, spin to it. It makes me think of Radioactive from Imagine Dragons, and like, nobody can redo that song. That song's already amazing. You can't redo Radioactive by Imagine Dragons, and it seems like that's kind of what they're trying to do. 2 stars for that one. I labeled it as trash. Next song we have is The Resistance. When I've watched other people review this album, they said that The Resistance was probably one of the highlights of the album. And here, I'm sitting here thinking, yeah, it sounds great. And like the song, I'm not gonna lie, it sounds great. That little guitar part at the end, I'm just like, I was like, oh, this is cool. Like a little bit of tastiness there at the end. But then if you look at the lyrics, it's like coming at you like a hurricane in a whirlwind with 4 by, I don't even know. It's like, just like they took, it's like they drove a car into a tornado. And then all the lyric ideas that came from that, they put it down on here. And one thing that I hate is coming like a freight train. Like, are you kidding me? That just sounds so dumb. I'm sorry. But I don't like this track. The Resistance. So I bet you can probably tell that this album kind of let me down. I had a high hopes for it coming into it, and the first 4 tracks that were released, I was like, yes, this is great. Even I Want to Live, regardless of the lyrical content, I was like, this sounds great. And then I heard Undefeated, and I was like, this sounds like you're trying too hard to make it into the NFL with this song. And then I heard Famous, and I was like, the sound of this song is confusing me. And then I heard Lions, it's like, what? And then I heard Out of Hell, I was like, yes. And then I heard Burn It Down, Watching for Comets, Saviors of the World, The Resistance. I was like, Skillet, you can do better than this. And so, if we're just going off the original album, I would give this album a 6 out of 10. Because there are good songs on here that I like, but they just, it's like the Chiefs when you watch the Chiefs play a football game. They start off first half, or maybe even, not even just necessarily the Chiefs, but like when your favorite team starts off amazing first half, and then second half, they suck. That's how this album is. So if we're going original album, I'm going to give it 6 out of 10. I'm also going to give you a different rating for the deluxe album. Now, they released 5 new tracks for the deluxe album. And I was thinking, come on, Skillet, this is your chance to renew yourself, to give us something different, to give us something good. And to tell you the truth, I think Skillet actually kind of held back on the original album. These next 5 are not super amazing. I mean, there's one song in here that I absolutely love, but they're better than Burn It Down. Like Brave is even better than Burn It Down. Anyways, we're starting off with Breaking Free. Breaking Free, great song. And I'm not much of a techno guy, but I like the techno aspect of the song. And it starts out fun. And the thing I love about this song is it's heavy. And this is the first song I've heard John Cooper screaming since I don't even know when. Like, I was listening to this and then he screamed, "Breaking Free." I was like, whoa, John Cooper actually screamed for once in his life. Like, I don't even think I heard that on the Rise album. Or Awake. I don't think he's screamed in a long time, probably because his voice is getting messed up. Last thing I remember for screaming is I remember Collide, and that album had a lot of screaming on it. It was fantastic. Breaking Free, best part about this is Lacey Sturm, and you can hear Lacey Sturm screaming with John Cooper, which is actually pretty cool. I gave this one 4 stars. Definitely as good as Feel Invincible, Back from the Dead, I Want to Live. Not as good as Out of Hell, but it's really good. And this could have replaced any song. Burn It Down, Famous, Lions, Watching for Comments, Saviors of the World, The Resistance. Could have replaced any of those on the original. Next song, this is probably one of my favorite Skillet songs that they've released lately, is Stay Till the Daylight. Now, one thing that I didn't like about the new Skillet album is John Cooper said that he wanted to have a fun album. I understand. But one thing that I love about Skillet is the fact that they're able to talk about subjects that are heavy, subjects that most bands don't talk about. The Last Night talks about cutting, it talks about suicide, it talks about stuff like that, and that's what I love about Skillet, that they're able to talk about that, do it with great music, and share the hope of Jesus in those dire situations. That's missing on this album. That's what I don't like about this album, is that's missing on this one. And that's what I wanted from Skillet again. But this next song, Stay Till the Daylight, was written by John Cooper from a very real place. The time that I feel like I can give my best music or write my best music is when I feel a certain emotion so strongly that I just have to pour it out on a paper. The song I just released on my YouTube channel, All Things Left Unsaid, I was so heartbroken. And the chords just worked. And my lyrics just stuck. And I just felt it. And it felt so great. And this song, Stay Till the Daylight, I give it 5 stars. It is a golden Skillet song. Why? Not because it's epic or anything like that, but because John Cooper wrote this when he had a fight with his wife. Simple fight with his wife. I mean, that happens to most married couples. But this song shows that no matter what, he still wants to have a relationship with his wife. She's the best he's ever had. And he will stay till the daylight. He'll start again with the sunrise to be with her. And not because it's sappy, but because it came from a real place in his life that he was able to throw on paper. Some of these songs, like Burn It Down, you feel like John Cooper's not attached to that song. That's just a song made that's generic for people to listen to for fun. And that's fine, but it's still just like, that's not what I like Skillet for. I like Skillet for the intimacy. And this Stay Till the Daylight song has become one of my favorite songs. Because if you listen to the lyrics, they're actually different. He isn't restating something. He isn't restating what he's done before. He's actually coming from a real place. And I'm gonna do a cover of this song, Stay Till the Daylight. I'm probably gonna release it when I release this video. So check that out while you're at it. Stay Till the Daylight, 5 stars, gold song. Absolutely love it. Probably my favorite soft song Skillet has ever released. Next song we have is Brave. We're going from here to here. Brave is one of those typical Skillet trying to be a Hillsong songs. Gave it 2 stars, not a big fan of it, but I still think that it's better than Watching for Comets. I don't know. I'm just... They can make something like Stay Till the Daylight and then he writes Brave, which is praising God, so it's fine. It's praising God. I love that he's praising God with it. That's fine. You do that. But from a song perspective, it's just generic and I don't like it. Next song, You Get Me High. This song is fun to listen to, and it's also like, it's also catchy. These 5 tracks from the deluxe album that are new are actually kind of catchy. But Brave, not necessarily, but You Get Me High is actually catchy. The only thing I don't like is it's basically a revamp of his song Better Than Drugs. Better Than Drugs is a masterpiece. I love that song. And You Get Me High is basically reinstating the idea that Jesus is his remedy. Remedy is a song by Disciple. They've made a song about it too. Jesus is his remedy and he gets him high. And maybe not necessarily the best metaphor for Jesus is that he gets us high. Maybe you could take the high part out of it. I mean, I understand what you're saying. Better than drugs, at least you're saying like, you're better than drugs. You're better than all that crap that I tried to put into my life to comfort myself. But You Get Me High is just saying, God, you get me high. And it's still like, you could even make it so that it's not about God if you're listening to it. So I give that 3.5 stars because it is catchy and it does have some good guitar in it. Next song, Set It Off. I thought this one should have been on the original album. Not necessarily because it's one of their best songs ever made, but because it makes sense. This song actually has the word unleashed in it. And it's like, I feel like he was going to put this on the album, and he had it on the album, and he made the title Unleashed, and then he was like, took Set It Off of there or something. But Set It Off is a good song. And despite the generic lyrics, it does have generic lyrics, and it kind of keeps going with the generic lyrics like it did at the end of this album. But for some reason, they work for me. Set It Off, like, it's he like strike a match, set it off. Like, the concept is kind of cool. Set off a chain reaction that changes the world. It's basically what it's talking about. And it's talking about something that it's actually makes sense. So I give this 3.5, not a 4-star, but it is a good song. I do like it, and it's fun to jam to. So if we throw in the last 5 tracks of the album, I'd probably give Unleashed a 7 out of 10, maybe 7.5 out of 10. Unleashed Beyond, a 7 out of 10, maybe 7.5 out of 10. Altogether, minus the remixes. I'm not talking about the remixes because remixes aren't a big part of it. I don't really like the remixes. But I thought that Stay Till the Daylight was definitely a golden song. Definitely one of my favorite Skillet songs. Altogether, Unleashed, the Beyond part of Unleashed, didn't add that much more to the album, but I do think that these songs are better than some of the songs on the album. Set It Off should have been on there instead of Saviors of the World, in my opinion. Well, actually, instead of Watching for Comets, Stay Till the Daylight definitely should have been on there instead of Burn It Down. No, instead of Lions. Breaking Free should have been on there instead of Burn It Down. And You Get Me High should have been on there instead of Famous. Besides the fact that You Get Me High is basically a Better Than Drugs Part 2. I think that it could have been on there. It still would have been better than Famous. But anyways, thanks for watching my review. I know it went a little bit long. Probably this is the longest YouTube video I've ever done. But, you know, I had a lot to talk about. So post your opinions about this Unleashed Beyond, Unleashed, Skillet, everything about it down in the comments. Let me know. I'm down to discuss this. I never thought that Unleashed was as bad an album as John from Air TV and Anthony Fantano thought it was. I've never thought it was that bad. They just pooped on it. But anyways, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe for more originals, covers, and album reviews. Catch you later.